Hello everyone, I am Lacey, this is Lieutenant Dan, and you are watching Reptales. Okay friends, so today we are talking about the horned lizard. Wah, wah, wah. They're really cool lizards, they're fantastic, but the other day, I was doing this educational thing and I was showing a kid a bearded dragon. Super cool, right? Little dudes. And this little boy looks at me and says, "Wow, these are really cool. You know what they make me think of?" And I said, "What, little man? What do they make you think of?" And he said, "Horned lizards." And I'm a little surprised because I'm like, "Bruh, we're in Missouri. What do you know about horned lizards? Like, you must be super smart because, bro, they don't even go here." Which made me be like, you know what? I liked horned lizards. I've seen horned lizards in the wild. Let's talk about horned lizards. So I was surprised that a little boy in Missouri knows about horned lizards because they are common to the American West and Southwest, mostly in the Sonoran, Mojave, and Great Basin deserts. They're a desert species. And you know what Missouri doesn't have? Deserts. So I was a little surprised. But horned lizards are so cool. They're neat little dudes. They get about 3-4 inches, something like that. They're neat little guys. And what they do, these 3 to 4 inch lizards, when they're in their desert home, they prefer like rocky, sandy, sparsely vegetated areas that have a nice supply of harvester ants, because these guys are pretty obligate insectivores. They just like them harvester ants, you know? Delicious. Mwah. Protein. We love it. So what they do is, out in the deserts, they will find a nice sandy, rocky area, maybe even like a dry wash, and they'll find a bush, a creosote bush perhaps, or salt bush. They have options. Maybe even a yucca tree. And they find these areas and they sit tight. They find their spot and they're like, yes, I'm gonna sit here. And that's what they do. They sit there. They take their little pancake bodies and just sit there all day and just wait for the ants to come marching by, 2 by 2. And then they eat the ants. Then if the ants aren't coming that way, he scampers a couple feet and does the same thing. He sits there and waits all day, not moving, waiting for some tasty ants. Now, horned lizards, they're not just cool because they sit there and they're basically a breathing rock that eats ants. They're basically free pest control. They also have a really cool defense mechanism. So what they do, if they picked up like a coyote or bobcat or something that's chomping on it, is it'll be like, oh snap, I don't like this. And it will take blood. Blood will get forced into its like ocular passages, basically like its tear ducts, and it shoots blood out of its eye as a defense mechanism. And it takes some like acids and toxins from its diet of ants to make it smell extra bad. So it's not just blood, it's stanky blood, it's nasty. And of course, to a predator like a bobcat, mountain lion, coyote, rover, it's not gonna like it and it's gonna spit it out and go, no. Which, hey, if it works, right? And I don't think all species of horned lizards do that, but I think a majority of them do. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, folks. All right, future me here. There was something I totally forgot to mention that's super awesome about horned lizards. So, obviously we just talked about them shooting blood out of their eyes, but they live in the desert, right? So one of the things they do so they can stay hydrated is they have like, obviously all their scales, their horned scales and everything. When there's like dew in the morning or after a rainstorm, all their scales like funnel all that water into their mouth so they can stay hydrated, which 4-man function. Am I right? How cool is that? I can't believe I forgot to tell you, but I'm fixing the problem now, and now you know. Back to the video, friends. There are 11 types of horned lizard, which I was surprised to learn because, I mean, I only knew of 2. I only never knew of the Texas horned lizard and the desert horned lizard because, surprise, surprise, I lived in California as a child, as mentioned before, and that's what we have was desert horned lizards, and I think maybe some mountain horned lizards, but I didn't realize they were different things. So the 11 species of horned lizards are the Texas horned lizard, the desert horned lizard, the greater short-horned lizard, mountain horned lizard, coastal horned lizard, giant horned lizard, flat-tailed horned lizard, pygmy horned lizard, round-tailed horned lizard, short-tailed horned lizard, and finally, the rock-horned lizard. These are many species, and I think they've all have the same basic body plan. Obviously, some are smaller, like that pygmy one, some are larger, like the giant. They just have slight differences in their body type or different characteristics that merit them their own like subfamily, their own like little thing. I'm not really up on taxonomic nomenclature, so I think it's like a family, like a subfamily, subspecies. If Clint Laidlaw ever sees this, he's coming for me for my taxonomic failings. Forgive me. But regardless, all of these species, southwestern United States, northern Mexico. So they come from all over southwest United States. Now, I've been fortunate enough, I've seen one I've seen a couple in the wild, but the most recent one I've seen, we were in Joshua Tree with Bob Bledsoe at Green Room Pythons, and I want to say it was my friend David who found it, but we found a cute little guy, little horned lizard. When we were little, we called them horny toads because they stay low to the ground and they're flat and round and they look kind of like toads and they have horns. Very descriptive, but they're super cool. They probably don't make good pets because of their diet of, harvester ants, unless you're like, I don't know, Mikey Bustos or something, and you have like hordes and hordes of ant colonies with the queen. Hordes and hordes of ant colonies, and you have a ready supply of ants for them to eat. Now, I mean, that'd be really cool. It'd be kind of a fun enclosure design, right? Design an enclosure with an ant colony specifically to feed a horned lizard. Like that would be sick. That would be sick. I would love that. But as it stands now, they're not great pets. They're really cool to find in the wild though. They don't bite, they don't scratch, they just kind of go, you gotta freeze up until you let them go and they have an opportunity to dip out. Horned lizards, really cool. Just a quick, short little blurb today talking about a really cool lizard. And I would love to go back to Joshua Tree or back to California to look for more. So if you want that to be a thing, you should like subscribe or like or comment, because if I can get like 1,000 subscribers and get enough watch hours, then I can make money and then I can go on herping trips and bring you with me. And it would be so fun because like we've got all sorts of friends in California, right? I have so many people I would love to go herping with again. So yeah, if you want to come herping with us, if you want me to find more horned lizards, if you want me to do another herping trip like we did in Minnesota, let me know. We'll have good production value. It'll be a good time. Plus, if you like and subscribe, you're not just helping me, you're helping Lieutenant Dan get more rats. He likes rats. Isn't that right, sir? His comment is boom. But yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, a good weekend, and remember, never stop learning, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. See ya! Sometimes you just want to make a video, mind your business, and your snake likes your necklace and decides, yeah, that's cool. I'll just curl up and nap. Rude. Oh God, please not, no. Lieutenant Dan almost got my energy drink. I would have cried.